Hey everyone, welcome to my 2024 collection tour. This is just part one. We are going to go shelf by shelf. There are going to be 5 videos in this series. We're going to start with the prequel shelf, but let's take a look back at what my shelves looked like 2 years ago. I had all of my boxes still. I had some shelf corners printed there to kind of give that Jabba's Palace arch. And then the last time I showed you guys my collection was September 2023. I had this Endor display on the 4th shelf there, and then the bottom shelf is all storage, which I have now moved to my closet. And even with like 5 full shelves of figures, I still have a ton in storage. With all the dioramas and stuff that I do, I find it just pretty necessary to have just like a full archive of Black Series figures. But I did want to have as many as possible on display, and so I started moving things around and wanted to have the whole collection closet in chronological order. So I went ahead and printed a lot more hexagon stands and really just started the long process of shuffling all of the figures around. It took me a couple days, but we're going to cover the entire collection now in 5 full videos. And thank you to my channel members who are going to be seeing each part in this series 1 month before everyone else. If you would like to join that channel membership, it is just $2 a month, and you can click the join button down below. And today's video is going to focus on the prequels and Clone Wars era, so let's jump right in. First, we have the Sebulba, which is 3D printed, and I painted it myself. The file is from Black Remnant, and I glued it to one of the hexagon stands so it kind of can blend in on the shelf, because since it can't really support its own weight in that position, it just kind of makes it look like he's actually balancing. And then of course this gorgeous Queen Amidala from Nuno on Instagram. All of the customizers I mentioned will be linked below. Then we have the new Black Series Anakin. I did paint his tunic and his boots just so they're a different color than the rest of his body, and then I 3D printed that pod racing helmet and painted it myself. I hired a digital sculptor called the Glowing Ghost to make this Captain Panaka and Boss Nass for my Patreon. So these are resin printed figures, and then I had my friend Frederick from Frederick's Figures paint them up for me. I had wanted to have both of those characters on the shelf for so long, and after looking for files online forever, I just decided I needed to commission them myself. Then I was happy to be able to offer those to all of my patrons. Then I have Obi-Wan here from SH Figuarts, just straight out of the package. Incredible likeness there, just amazing paint job. Love that figure. And then this Watto that my friend Tim from Tim's Toys painted up for me. This is another figure from Black Remnant that I 3D printed. And then we have Qui-Gon over here with a custom head from Nuno, the same artist that made that Queen Amidala. So it's a custom sculpt and paint job on the SH Figuarts Qui-Gon. This is the first release of the SH Figuarts Darth Maul, and I just saw some pictures of the re-release, and it seems like they kind of cheaped out on a lot of the paint, such as the horns being just like a solid yellow on the new figure with no real gradient there. The paint job on this one is way nicer, I think, and I'm really happy that I got it when I did. I got it for way under what it was going for before the re-release. And then over on the top shelf of the Phantom Menace section, we have the new Padme with a Marvel Legends hand for that open hand there, since I didn't really like that claw hand. We have the security battle droid in OOM9 that I painted myself. We've got the Black Series Mace Windu with a custom robe that is 3D printed, also from my Patreon. The Elite Series TC14 looking nice and shiny there with some 3D printed trays. And then Jar Jar here with the pit droid. I just thought that was like a fun little moment, and I've had him displayed like that for years. And then one of the top favorite figures in my collection is the Figuarts Yoda from the prequels. This is him displayed with the Jedi Council chair that he actually comes with. He comes with this sculpted robe that you can put him in. Just another better look at the pod racing helmet that I'm really happy with how that paint job turned out. But with SH Figuarts going back and re-releasing a lot of classics, I hope to see this Yoda hitting shelves again because I need everyone to have this in their collection. We're moving over to Attack of the Clones here with a little bit of Clone Wars mixed in here with Jango and Boba, both heads from Nuno, and then that Boba is just on an Omega body from the Bad Batch. He just repaints really nicely. And then this Anakin, the head is sculpted by Fett Clone, and it is painted by an artist that goes by 14.6 on Instagram. I have a Jango Fett head also from Fett Clone, but I really liked the little like headset that he's wearing in the version from Nuno. We do need an update on that body. I hope the Black Series re-releases him soon, and I know that I'll have a custom head ready to go. I have featured a lot of these figures on my channel, but probably not as much as the Shaq T from Tim's Toys. This was a 3D printed head that I purchased online, and it just sat in my closet for so long because I was like, there's no way that I'm going to attempt to paint this. And then I sent it over to Tim, and he was able to make this for me and just like use the Ben Kenobi Figuarts body mixed with a Asajj Ventress. One of probably the like craziest things in my collection. I am so careful with this figure, and I hope nothing bad ever happens to it. If you're looking to getting into customizing, I highly recommend trying this Aura Singh costume. All you really have to do is get some black paint and just take off the brown leather parts of her costume and just paint everything black. There's a tutorial on YouTube that I recommend checking out. And I did some like dabbing with some black paint over the eyes, trying to be careful not to actually get inside the pupils, but I like the way that turned out, just a cool variation on the shelf. Here we see Count Dooku with a custom head, also from Nuno, and a hand from a starting lineup figure actually, and then the C-3PO from Attack the Clones that I repainted myself, and then the Super Battle Droid from the Black Series. I used some acetone to remove the weathering effects and then repainted the head and the chest there. And then behind it is the SH Figuarts Geonosis Battle Droid, as well as a Kit Fisto with the custom Jedi robe. And then some favorites up at the top here with this custom Coleman Trevor from Scotticus Customs, a Dexter Jetster also sculpted by the Glowing Ghost from my Patreon, Plo Koon here straight out of the box for once, and Obi-Wan here in the back, plus this Aayla Secura that Frederick's Figures repainted for me, and then I used a hand from a Marvel Legends Luke Cage 2-pack. It's the exact right color, and I just did a quick swap, didn't have to do any painting or anything. We have the AliExpress Wolfpack clone behind her, and then up at the top we have Echo that actually has the Jango Fett head from Fett Clone, plus the standard Clone Wars Maul from the Black Series just with a matte spray on it. Here is the SH Figuarts Yoda again, posed just a little bit differently with a different head and the different robe, more of an action pose. Then we have Captain Rex with another custom head by Fett Clone and a 3D printed Kama there to get rid of that weird soft goods one. Asajj Ventress up there, painted by Frederick's Figures. And then this Pre-Vizsla custom that I'm really proud of. This is on the Mandalorian Fleet Commander body with some swapped out parts here, and then I painted the chest myself, painted the whole flight suit, and 3D printed some parts such as the holsters, the shin guards, and the shoulder pads there. The head and the helmet are just straight out of the package. And this is just a much better looking body than what we saw on the reused Jango mold that was in the original release of Pre-Vizsla. And behind them is Ahsoka, repainted by Frederick's Figures with the brand new 2023 clone. Then this Bo-Katan, repainted by Uncle Sam's Cantina on Instagram. We've got Hondo Anaka there with a custom hand on the right hand. It's hard to see behind Ahsoka here, but it'll pop out in a second. And then Gree straight out of the package, and then Commander Oppo from Camino and Customs, as well as the Cad Bane from AliExpress with a bit of a repaint on it. Now we're moving towards Revenge of the Sith, and then getting into like Bad Batch and post Order 66, but we have this red astromech droid from Greedo 737. This is an Anakin that is the Black Series body with a custom robe. I repainted the arms, and then the head is from Fett Clone. This Bail Organa figure is completely made by Tim's Toys. He painted the head and did the whole body. That robe is custom sculpted. He does amazing work. Behind him we have Palpatine from Fett Clone, another Fett Clone head on Obi-Wan there, another Greedo droid on the right, and then the battle droid pilot that I painted myself. And as much as I love this Anakin, I'm really excited for the Black Series to put out a new one. I think it's about time that we got a new Anakin, although I probably will still use this custom head. So finishing out Revenge of the Sith, we have the blue clone commander that I painted myself with a head from Camino 3D Facility on Etsy. This commander droid is fully 3D printed from Skylu 3D. I resin printed that and then painted it myself. I kind of glued a lot of the joints, so there's not a lot of articulation there. The Black Series Fox and Shock Trooper, I painted the black stripe on the Shock Trooper. The Magna Guard has a robe from Gore the God Butcher, and then that is the Bandai General Grievous with a custom cape that I got on eBay. I made this Season 3 Omega. I switched the arms out with Season 1, and then went ahead and painted it to look like the jacket she wears in the episode where she's going around kind of like bribing everyone. The AZ droid is printed. We've got Captain Rex in Cal Kestis's poncho repainted to look like how it does in the Bad Batch. A custom hand and Kama on him there, plus the head, just a lot, total kit bash there. The Bad Batch are just the stock Black Series bodies with the Fett Clone heads. I designed and 3D printed text data pad there. I decided to go with the Season 1 Crosshair outfit after how he looks in Season 3, and then we've got Cad Bane here that Frederick helped me repaint the head and I repainted the body, just bringing out a lot of that detail on the Bad Batch version. And then over on the left we have Mayday that I made using masking tape and super glue. I don't recommend that process, but we're learning as we go. And then some more heads on Captain Hauser there with a full body by Fett Clone. He also did that Admiral Rampart. I'm not crazy about the Rampart head, either the custom or the official Black Series one, so I don't know how long he's gonna remain on my shelf. And then we've got Commander Gray, the green clone back there by Camino and Customs. And then the Elite Squad Trooper that I just matte sprayed sprayed and did some dry brushing on. So that is the prequel shelf as it stands currently. Just a reminder that this is just part 1 of 5 of the collection tour. We're gonna go like month by month doing a different shelf, and then by the time I get to the bottom, it'll be probably time to start up at the top again. All channel members get 1 month early access to each of those chapters, as well as a couple other bonuses. I have a channel membership video if you're interested in learning more about that. If not, liking and subscribing helps keep these LED lights on. Thank you all for watching as always, and I will see you next time.